Hi, welcome everybody to another episode of Sisters in the Sandbox. And on tonight, the topic for tonight basically is talking about toxic relationships. So before we get started, we'll just each introduce ourselves and who we are, starting with the oldest. For those who are new or those who's coming on, we got Sister.
Hey.
Azalea. Then we got myself, the second oldest, Annie or Annetta. And then we got baby girl.
Hi, I'm Avis.
Avis.
Hey.
And we're sisters again in the Sandbox.
Hey, Reed.
Hey, we want to say hi and good evening to each and every one on this evening. Again, the topic for tonight is talking about toxic relationships. Before we get started, here comes my disclaimer. To make it known, these are not biblical principles or standards to hold us against. These are our views, our perspectives, according to the experiences that we have been through. By all means, we welcome everyone with any type of feedback that you might have. We welcome it in, and we sure enough take it in consideration to whatever experience that you may have had. But again, please don't hold us against any biblical standards or principles. These are just, again, our views and our perspective on the matter. So, let's get it scooping up in the sandbox. So, toxic relationships.
Yes, please.
The main thing that we want to actually elaborate on, there are some areas that we'll probably delve into more than others, but toxic relationship entails more than just talking about relationship in regards as far as a male and a female. We're talking about all types. Hey guys, good evening. We're talking about all relationships, family, friends, loved ones, spouses, friends, even significant others. However, whatever form of relationship it might be.
Thank you, baby.
The thing is that we have to be able to know the signs of a toxic relationship and how it takes a toll on us as individuals, be it male or female. And the thing is to how to notice the red flags, notice the signs, and what to do. By all means, we'll probably post something
Thank you, Drew.
in their comment in regards to if you find yourself in a crisis, there's a national crisis hotline far as domestic. If you find yourself being in a physical altercation in regards to a toxic relationship and you feel like your life is threatened, we'll post that. Sis will post that on a wall because again I'm on a hiatus from one of the social networks. So we'll post it and you can refer to that link in our comments when she posted on the wall as far as the National Crisis Hotline, which you actually can call in case you find yourself in that position. So again, I'll let Sissy, I'll let baby sis start off in regards to the form of toxic relationships in your perspective, like in your form of how you might have experienced. Well, I know you done experienced it in all kinds of forms, actually.
Yes.
Because you had like on the job, and then as far as family, then far as spouses and all that. So that's why I'm gonna let her elaborate. But we all experienced it one way or another at one point in time in our lives. So again, we're only speaking from our experience. By all means, all feedback and is welcome.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Okay. Again, good evening all for those who's just coming in. I want to actually elaborate on the work toxic relationship. Because there were many. I have since previously, I think in our verbal and emotional abuse, I think I expounded on my first marriage. So I'm going to do the work side of it. Okay, so which job should I start with first? Oh my.
What she said?
Okay. Okay, so in the field that I'm in, which is addictions and mental health, of course there is an ethical standard that we all must abide by. So I'm gonna go with the my first one. I was working at a methadone clinic not too long ago, maybe a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And my supervisor, when it started off, right, the relationship and, was pretty good. Communication, pretty good. But, however, I had encountered one of my supervisors who actually were doing some unethical things that just did not sit right with me, because I feel like this: if I have my credentials, I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for my licensing. So regardless if the supervisor tells me to do A, B, or C, that's up to me to say, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So, you can find someone else. I believe in what's right and what's wrong, and also ethical. And it got to the point where the relationship, my work relationship, was toxic because I had the cops. I had the cops called on me.
Ooh, Lord.
I had the cops called on me. Now, it's not that I actually physically hurt someone or any of that. So let me put that out there, because I know, my sisters always say that I'm
yes, because I told her she needs to learn how to play nice on the playground. She
in the sandbox.
Yeah, in the sand. Yeah.
That's why we chose this, because she chooses not
it's hard
to play
nice. Well with others sometimes.
It's not that I don't play well with others. The problem is, for me, is people don't have a moral compass. They act like they don't know what's right and wrong. And again, I'm going to say this.
But then some people
I have a license. And if you have a license, you're responsible for your license.
I understand that.
So I'm not going to sit here and lose my license over someone who's being unethical in all those years me going to school.
But
either way,
yeah.
This one particular day that I got the cops were called on me. Again, I didn't do anything physical.
Thank you, Lord.
I didn't say anything that was aggressive. Like towards the end it was. It was aggressive because my supervisor wouldn't allow me to actually get out my office. Because the situation, something it stemmed from the day before. And I got into it with the CEO of the company. And I didn't appreciate her practices. And I'm the type of person, wrong or right, I'm going to definitely address it. Because maybe you don't know it's wrong.
But I think sometimes, though,
he said he got an idea.
I think definitely will be listening for it, T. Sometimes I think, though, that you got to actually look at the person's intention when they come to you. What was their intent? What was they trying to get you to actually do before reacting, before you find yourself?
They were violating HIPAA. They were violating HIPAA and also confidentiality. They were doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing, period. Point blank, period.
So reflecting back to that, though, acknowledging that you seen it as
love you too, babe.
Toxic because they were doing something unethical, was there anything that you could have done different far as your reaction towards what actually transpired? Because you said towards the end, you got a little
yeah, because she had my
verbally.
Okay,
she don't play nice. She don't play nice.
The situation is, again, it was a HIPAA violation as well as confidentiality. So the day after the situation had happened, because I got into it with the supervisor and the CEO, and I explained to them when I went to them, there was
you see that.
There were certain situations that had happened, and I wanted to actually address it. But instead of them given me positive feedback, it was more or less like, okay.
So you felt they was reprimanding. But nothing really actually happened.
No, something did happen. It was a HIPAA violation.
No, I'm saying, but nothing really actually wound up happening with them, though.
No. Still in business to this day.
And see, the thing is, you also got to look out for people who try to micromanage. And I know we've all...
No, sis. I know you want to clean things up.
No, but I'm saying...
No.
You have people out here that likes to micromanage. And then they try
That's not micromanaging.
But they try to do things according to.
No, absolutely not.
But some of them don't know the boundaries. I'm saying because they want to micromanage.
Alicia says, "Sis, who needs to catch these ants?"
Because some people
she's not there no more.
Yeah, she definitely left that.
She's
place
not there.
Of business.
Yes.
I'm.
But some people is not aware. I don't think some.
She quick to lay hands.
She's a CEO. You know what I mean? And she was a clinical supervisor. She should have known. She knows. She had to get her.
Somebody at the door.
I'm playing the ringer. I'll be back.
What is that? Okay. Sorry, someone continue. But either way, I do want to say that it was a HIPAA violation as well as a confidentiality violation.
Oh, okay.
See. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so either way, it was a HIPAA violation as well as it was unethical, period. And if you're doing something unethical, you have that responsibility to address it. You don't want to go over someone's head. You want to address it, period. So that's what I call myself doing. Because it was for another, and I can't say that she was a colleague, but she was a front. Wait a minute.
Did she provide a toxic environment for you? Like, did she make it aside from that?
Yeah, because it's unethical. That's toxic for me.
So I'm saying, did she make it hard for you by not following? I mean, how did she? I mean, what?
Okay, so the next day they wrote me up. As soon as I got there into my office, she come with this piece of paper.
Well, can I ask a question?
Wait a minute. That way they can understand where I'm coming from. They wrote me up. When I got there the next day in my office, she came behind me and she said, I need you to sign this. And I looked at it and I said, what is this? And I seen that it had like it was like a write-up. I said, oh no, I'm not signing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not signing anything like that. Because I didn't feel that I was wrong. And she knew for a fact that she was wrong as well as, you know.
She did stand strong. She did stand up.
She did stand on the moral code of conduct, basically.
All the time.
Incident. But that's the thing. Like,
all the time.
She said, I'm trying to pretty up, but I'm pretty much calling it as it is when they had that type of power of
control. They called the cops. But the good thing about that is...
She said, what was the write-up for? Her attitude.
Yes, they said...
Of course. If you're standing up for what's right, and you're basically calling them out on their BS or their unethical practices, you know, of course they're going to say something. But see,
you got to understand, if they're the CEO, they can do whatever they want.
No, you cannot. That's a lie.
Everybody has somebody that they have to answer to, and it's about how you follow protocol to be able to address whatever the situation is. No one is exempt for. There's always somebody over somebody. But you got to go through the proper channels and stuff far as handling it.
Yes,
and the thing is, how long will you be on the bandwagon? Because sometimes people can use their position as a means of threatening other people. So you definitely got to be definitely got to be careful of what you do and how you do it, because it can come back to bite you. If you know, it's not all sometimes about what you know, but it's who you know and where they sit and what they can do to you. So
I wasn't worried about any of that at all. It's what's right and what's wrong. And again, I'm gonna say this. I think they got upset because I called them out on the situations and how they was governing that situation. So again, she wanted me to sign that. I told her I wasn't signing anything. And she said, well, we discussed this yesterday. No, we didn't discuss anything about you writing me up for what y'all doing wrong. And I was going to stand up for my patient because that's what I am supposed to do, period. So I was like, you know what? No, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm getting ready to go. I can't do this. Like, because that will be stress on me. It was already kind of stressful in that last month because everything was had a snowball effect. Like, patients was leaving, patients felt their rights.
It might have been a sign that it was time to go. Sometimes,
Tanisha said no. Annie, there are humans just like me. Being right is not being wrong, is wrongdoing. Playing with me.
And I won't have a reason to call y'all on your crap. Yeah, but I mean,
definitely.
I definitely understand that, sis. But
but it got to the point where I had to get aggressive.
You had to remove, because it's not healthy for you. You're not you weren't. It's toxic because it was not producing a healthy work environment for you. It wasn't
conducive.
It was not, she wasn't able to actually...
But to me, Hudson was worse than, and I'm going to put it out there.
Well, we wasn't trying to call out certain names.
Well, I'm sorry.
But at the same time...
My mouth. But that wasn't that situation, though.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't
that wasn't that situation. But she's been through a lot worse.
Yes.
Like...
unethical codes and different stuff that had made her have to work in a toxic environment.
Running for me. I mean,
she cried.
I cried because I did not.
And she stayed there the longest out of all of that. She did. She stayed there the longest.
But just like
that's why I don't
that
understand.
Book said, "Who moved my cheese?" That's a good read. Who moved my cheese? Sometimes we don't see it as a way of meaning that it's an end to that particular journey or their road. We need to move forward because it's not going to do nothing but hinder us if we stay there. You already knew how you felt and what exactly was going on, because had you stayed, we never know what could have unfolded, because you never know what's going to happen to them later down the road either. But
that employee that they were defending actually stole money from them.
Like they say, and it says in the Bible too, the same ditch that you dig for others be the same ditch you find yourself in. So, but that was her experience as far as
one of the employees.
Yeah, one of the employees, and mainly a lot of reasons why sometimes she'll, I ask her sometimes just to pray and think before she reacts.
Well, I was in a toxic relationship.
Regarding
work and relationship wise, and I think I talked about the relationship wise with my second baby dad, where I was the one.
Yes, it's good to acknowledge
where I was the one to do the hurting, and it could be physical at times. It could be me throwing things at times. It could be verbal at times. It was just like, it was really, really bad because I felt like, you don't want a weak person. You want somebody, for me, to challenge me. I want somebody...
But to speak on that, though, is it fair to say, because sometimes that's the thing about putting expectations. You know what you prefer, but most times a toxic relationship, maybe you just was not paired up with the right person and it caused it to be toxic. So he was not probably the right person.
No, he definitely
and therefore
wasn't.
Y'all was toxic to one another.
He wasn't.
And y'all was trying to operate, and y'all was just hurting one another.
His toxicity came when he was inebriated, and that's when he got bold. And then I was like, okay, you want to get bold? So it was like...
But he had several issues that he needed to address, and they wouldn't get addressed.
She said, "Okay, I wasn't." Well,
she had her moments where she was like, but but for those who just joining, the topic is talking about toxic relationships and all spectrums. Talking about
am I admitting it? Yes. It was more of anger. It was angry. I had anger issues, even to the next relationship.
But did you understand why you were so angry? Like, what caused you to be angry and wanted to lash out that energy toward your person at that time whom you was dating? Because it felt like you undermined him and belittled him as a man. Like, you straight just wanted dominancy over him.
I did.
But the thing is, we had to take a reflection and reflect as to why you felt the need.
Am I proud of it? No. Because the next relationship I got into, he tried to kill me. So he was like, you took the lug nuts off and then you put sugar in the tank, and
but that right there is definitely signs of toxicity.
Yeah, but it's just like whom we draw ourselves to. I believe
we are what we attract at that time.
Yeah,
I feel like you might have been operating in a what I would say a low vibration or energy because it was feeding you love. You felt like you was supportive, but at the same time, y'all was like hurting one another. Y'all was undermining. Then y'all was doing things to threaten each other.
Yeah, it was like something like I said.
Like he caused you to have to. What was it? Who was old? You got to do anything?
Yeah, I did. I had to go to court. Court issue. She said any.
Huh. I didn't think she is a counselor. We don't know why. What was that? I can't see that.
You know why we said we let me speak for me? Well, let me speak for her. She said let us speak for her.
Well,
the thing is how come we stay in such a toxic
toxicity
relationships?
Knowing, like, because that's what I'm saying. Like we have to reflect where we are at that time. And what we are allowing. But for one, what is our mindset?
I can call it now for what it is.
Like
I'm not saying that he didn't love me or I didn't love him because I had his children. But the thing was, some of the stuff that he was doing, and I'm gonna call it out. He was a womanizer. He was going out with women, and after the certain time,
thief.
Yeah, he was a thief.
He was stealing people's tags.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. And it was to the point where I was one of those women scoring. And I'm going to, like, get you back type situation. So it was just like, I can't involve myself with that. And then, I didn't want to call out his manhood. But I did it. Is it right? No, it's not right. It really wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you react something negative that was done to you. You negatively reacted.
Yeah, it was a cause and
effect. Let me ask this, ladies, because I definitely do not like this whatsoever. Regardless, if the man is wrong, like one thing a man does, especially a black man, does not want is his woman downgrading him or degrading.
Yes, him. Like. Undermine again,
or
so that's
comparing him to another man,
and I believe in that wholeheartedly. Like I can say,
why do we do that?
I can have an actual
it's a trigger.
I've been there, but yes, we have to realize what is triggering us.
It's a trigger.
That's
because
right,
because because of what we might feel, we're not able to communicate effectively because we haven't been shown how to effectively communicate.
Like okay, for
what
example,
is actually what we're feeling.
Like our mother, I'm putting her out there.
You just react.
Mom don't. She don't hold nothing back. She doesn't.
She's ruthless, and she didn't got even.
She
more
was even kind of
She
even was, and this is truth. Ruthless with our dad before she got married again. After he passed away. Before he passed away, she was ruthless. She was ruthless. She got to the point where, like, I had got to the point, I'm tired of your mess. I'm tired of your stuff. And this is it. It was a couple times we had to, pull mom off. Like, true. Even though sometimes we were like,
but
he deserved it. But, like,
can I elaborate on that? Sometimes some men are driven by that. Like, what they call it, narcissism, where you get a high off of thinking that that's love when you go to fight and stuff, like inflicting pain or drama within a relationship. Like, they feel like if you fight for me or you do things, that's telling me that you love me. Love should not be about me fighting and knocking on somebody's door and stuff and pain. Some people will thrive off of that.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they feel because this person is fighting.
I have to. She can be ruthless with him.
Some people just
she an OG for real.
Like, that's not love.
That's exactly, and that's my thing. But in our mind, some of us, we feel like I had this with, it's like, he was like, oh, well, now you fight. Because it was like, you got joy in me wanting to come and attack someone. That made you felt wanted. But if I sat silent and then did nothing and let God work it out or do things, because sometimes you will make your enemies your footstool. You don't really have to do that. I'm not trying to say to sit back and just allow stuff happen. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out my way, slash tires, and do all that to prove to you that I love you. That's not love.
See, now me and Ava's is that
I'm not gonna do nothing that's gonna put me in jail.
I bust the windows out your car.
I bust the windows out.
We that type chick.
That's
Annie ain't.
She's
I'm
that
not
type
the one.
No, I was, but I didn't bust the windows.
I didn't.
But I tried to do the tires.
Sugar ain't nobody's tank. I'm not keying up no car.
I'm not bleaching nobody's clothes.
No, I did do
Just
that.
get right back together.
I did do
exactly.
Just to get
I
right
did do
back
all
with
that.
everything.
That accomplishes nothing.
Nothing.
What?
You gotta
about a bill. A bill to go get that you gotta go buff out after y'all get mad and then you back together. Just to be back out of falling right back out again.
But some people can call that hood love.
The hood love, girl.
I'm serious.
Eric says no love and abuse.
No, exactly. There is no love and abuse. Love is not puffed up. It's not jealous, and that's the thing.
He was there for, I believe, Troy.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody want to sit there and go through and say, I legit have to go crazy to show you that I love you. That's toxic. Like, I gotta inflict pain to show you that I love you.
But sometimes that's the only way they understand.
To show you that I love you.
That you care. Because if it's not bothering you, then why should he stop?
I believe that's the only way they understand.
Why should?
See, that's the mentality we gotta look at, though, because you gotta look at the mental mindset and the state that people are in when we go into relationships. You gotta ask yourself:
am I like that today? No, because my husband, oh God, no, he will not tolerate that. He challenged me all the time, as well as I him. Am I weak? No, I'm not weak. I just call myself. Why do people look at it
I'm
learning. No, I'm learning to be.
You got to be able to effectively learn how to communicate your feelings,
which is hard still for me. Because I feel like sometimes that submissive thing, like, it's just like, it makes me feel like how my mom was saying that she seen her mother come up and serve her husband. Now, I don't have a problem serving my husband because most of the time, my husband cooks and serves me. If I was to cook for him, which he don't like my cooking, I would serve for him. I don't have a problem with that because my husband do it. So sometimes, yes, I don't have a problem with that.
But you have to realize how it can negatively impact you mentally and physically.
Because she get knowing me. She know how I am with the husband. And I tend to be like, ugh. But I'm the older
pushing it. I think you can push the buttons, and let's be real. Those of us that's in relationships, we know what you can say or do to trigger someone.
I know, and like he triggers me.
But if you're consistently experiencing more pain as my
husband said, I could be spiteful, but I'm getting older.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be. What I tell you about that butt?
Okay. But I'm getting older.
So say that sentence one more.
My husband said I could be spiteful.
No, that's wrong. You
need
to apply it to yourself.
I can be spiteful.
Thank you.
But I'm not like that.
Therapy, you're learning things today. Even though we already discussed
this is the thing, though.
That's why she's looking at me crazy, because this is like I can't go to her and for her to be like, yeah, okay, what'd you do? I'm like, I ain't do nothing.
But we have to acknowledge our part. Like, I know I ain't.
Can't go to her because she'd be like, okay.
Yes. Because I'm not one to sit here and undermine you. I'm going to talk to you, yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and go all day with you. You gotta know, you do. You got to know when to exit. And it took me a while to exit out of the first relationship. Not trying to say it was all bad or all good. It had its ups and downs with anything. But you got to know when the time comes that it's not conducive to your mental state of mind.
There's a measurement of you can tell.
I'm saying when it's time
when your
to go.
downs is more than your ups.
That's what I'm saying. If that's what I just stated. I just said, if you have more good days and you feel that there's consistency of unhappiness and you stay there, you have to ask yourself, why am I staying here? What are you staying there for? Why are we continue to operate in a relationship?
Because they want to be loved.
What is it feeding? It's sure not ain't feeding my spirit.
They want to be loved, and
But is that love?
That's not exactly. That's not love. You got to know when to exit. Again, love is not busting windows out the cars and keying, but some people believe that's what it is. That's
love.
not love.
Hood love.
Hood love.
Why you gotta call it hood love?
Because that's exactly what they call it. Oh, we fight and,
to
fight,
prove our love.
break,
No.
you know what I mean? Break
That's like
up,
every night
then
I
make
got
up,
to fight to prove my
and
love.
it can happen like the following
You
month.
shouldn't have to fight.
You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to go through that. It should be a peace. Not say you're not going to
She
have
said
challenges
love
or
don't make a
obstacles.
relationship.
Yes.
You're right.
What's love got to do with it? Love has a whole lot to do with it. But love me enough. I got to love me enough to walk away if it's causing me to be in some type of mental... Yes. Because exactly, it will affect your self-esteem, your finances, your growth. It can hinder you. If you're not careful and you stay stuck and stagnant in these things and keep talking to yourself and trying to make yourself believe, oh, he's going to change or I can change him. And like I said, where it puts us in positions where, especially if you feel like because you left because of infidelities, you steady comparing yourself. Well, let me do all the right things. Let me keep doing this. You can get exhausted. I got exhausted of trying to do the right thing to try to prove my worth when that's the thing. Why am I giving so much to someone and I could be giving that to myself? I'm inflicting pain on me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, why am I going to keep putting myself in that position?
Get it out.
Like, you got to be able to wake up
Get it out.
and know when to exit because it's toxic.
We know who this segment was for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it out.
Because there's a lot. I mean,
It
we've
ain't
all
for me.
experienced. We all experience it in one form. And it's not even just in relationships. It even goes for family, friends, and loved ones. If it's no longer serving you to the capacity where it's healthy for you or is actually helping you, you have to know how to walk away and still walk away in love.
What is the definition of true love? Wow.
Good one, Eric.
I think you put the Bible on that word.
When you can love.
Don't start, Linus.
Hey, when you truly
Let
love,
her talk. Eric.
you ain't got to walk on eggshells to express how you really feel.
Let her talk, please. He asked her a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, true love for me would be, it's unconditional. How we say in church, agape love. I mean, yeah, there's going to be situations where you don't feel comfortable being in with your mate. But the thing is how you're able, how you both, it can't just be on one sided, how you both are able to, come together and communicate with each other. And
go ahead. Go ahead. I feel you.
Lena's laughing at me.
But
we telling the
needs
truth.
Therapy today.
Yes.
Because you can tell she picked this topic for today.
Yes.
Because for me, I was just like,
But we all experience it because some people still go through it. Even when you have unhealthy relationships with friends and love people who use and abuse you, especially the ones that is not reciprocating. When you help them and every time you go to help them, nobody's there to help you. Mm-hmm. Not saying that they have to be there.
Avis, you're not answering the question. I was trying, but I got
you see what your daughter said, though?
She had to take her own advice.
Oh, girl, bye. I do. But go ahead.
That was shade. That was shade from the daughter.
But go ahead.
Shade is real.
So, again, you're able to actually come together and communicate and work things out. There's going to be times where you probably can't stand each other. But in that moment, that's when you got to come together even more and say, you know what, well, I'm taking accountability for my fault.
I did.
You're taking accountability for what your part was in it. And we are able to move on. When I say love, that means that you're doing the same thing that you did to get this person.
Saying in the beginning.
And it's not just on one side. It has to be on both sides. And I think that's where a lot of people or a lot of relationships wind up.
Which aunt you talking about?
But go ahead.
You wind up, people wind up and they feel like they stagnant, that there's no growth on one side. And they feel bored. They feel, you know what I mean? Their goals change. Their attitude can change. But the thing is that they can be there together through that change, and they can come out on the other end. You know what I mean? Even more better.
Amen.
Better.
Exactly.
Amen.
Because they had that support. And
some people not work. Some people don't want to do that though.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do that.
Some
they just want what they want, and when they want it.
It ain't all about the sex though.
I didn't say it was about the sex.
But then you have to make like some of the sacrifices.
Thank you.
No.
My what?
Really?
Avis is my top model. Well, okay.
My daughter said, if you don't have inner peace with yourself, you won't have it in your relationship or life.
Yes, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect to give love to somebody else? That's the one thing, and that's why, like, I've been on this journey it's been on 2 years or so now, of self-love, self-preservation. It's not bad to have selfish or take care of self, because you can't pour into somebody else if your cup is empty.
Yes.
So the whole thing is, you got to fill your cup up and do what's needed for you in order to be able to have a conducive and a productive relationship. Like, if I'm steady badgering you, like I said, you will never find me. I'm not going to undermine you. I'm not going to sit here and try to reign dominant over you. You know your position as the person, whatever, within that relationship, you know your role. I got to be able to know that I can effectively communicate how I feel, what I'm going through.
Can I say
without
something?
Thinking that I'm going to get reprimanded or my head cut off for expressing how I feel to you.
Can I say something to my sisters and to all of y'all out there that it went through divorce or get ready to go through marriage or whatever,
or waiting.
My child said, humble yourself or life will do it for you. I agree. Mm-hmm. And that's what it taught me. So, with this said, sisters, being that y'all in the state of where y'all at in your life and the age that we are at, why I'm saying this is because with the younger you, it's different from the older you. Now that you know about toxic relationships, are you like gonna keep a wall up, or are you? What I'm saying is, are you gonna have that wall up or tear it down and like build up for your self-esteem after everything y'all been through? I mean, because you have other relationships out there that you have to, you had to first get over and heal from the broke relationship. But does it stop you from trying to get to the newness?
I don't feel like it. I'm
Do you
guarded,
understand what I'm saying?
But you mean, will I block myself from allowing love to come in? Because of what I experienced in the past.
Exactly.
But my whole thing is, I'm not going to block love, but I am going to be guarded. Because then I know now that I'm able to set healthy boundaries that I didn't set before in the previous. I'm going to set healthy boundaries so I know what I like and what I don't like, what I'm going to accept and what I'm going to allow. But I'm not going to stop myself from being able to love someone or accept love when it comes. Again, love has up and down and challenges, but it's about, for me, what type of challenges it is. Like, is it something that's conducive to me growing and learning from one another, or is it draining me? Like, if it's steady conflict or drama or
but that comes from not communicating.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I gotta be able to know.
Okay, being honest, do we fully communicate how we really feel to our spouses, our significant others, our mates? I don't think at all times we don't. Because the simple fact is, it's something that you don't like. It could be in a new relationship, you know what I mean, starting out, and be like, I can't get down with that. Or
that's what I'm saying. Are you blocking it? Are you
won't say anything?
But you should acknowledge it.
Or you ready to run after just maybe one argument and
I ain't so much an argument, man. I know she's geared that towards me, because I said before, I am a runner.
I pointed right at you.
But
I will cut, because
I put my sisters out.
They already know my cutoff game is real. I guess because of what I experienced, but that's why I said I had to take time.
But see,
to be by myself and introspect. And
y'all gotta understand.
The first sign of something that triggers something that I experienced. Oh, I don't got time for it. I'm out. I don't. That's all you want. That's all we're gonna do. This is how it's gonna be.
Did you tell the person though? Did you tell the person that you don't like talking on the phone? You prefer to text?
Be honest from the gate.
Yes.
Did you tell that person that when I text you, I am expecting you to return my text in a period of time? If you can't text,
you can't control
if
that,
you
though.
can't, the thing is not about controlling that. And that's the issue. We're trying to control
that's
because
the thing.
that's us.
I feel
We're
that's
trying to control. No,
like, I'm not
all you have to say is,
clocking.
you know what?
The thing is, we put those expectations
said no
on
because
them.
no one wants to be the one that think is crazy. I'm a runner. I will rock out without a blink.
What is you asking me, B?
I check out.
But that's the thing. I know I will run quick because I know what my past experience, but it can block me. But that's not the first time. But the thing is, because you know what you want. I know what I want.
That's a sign that
I know
you're
what
not
it doesn't make me difficult. I'm deliberate. Then that's my time that I'm using this downtime to be by myself until that person, which a person will come along. You'll have somebody who'll come along and give you just what you're looking for.
Yeah, but not they're not going to check off every box.
They're not going to check off every box. But then that's why I said,
even with
given what's going on now in regards to what
what
all is going on, I learned with this, I'm not running. I'm actually setting in my feelings. And I'm actually dealing with what is my trigger? What is triggering me to feel this way? Mm-hmm. What is triggering me of this whole scenario or incident? Whether or not because a person does this or don't do that, that's causing me to react the way that I'm reacting.
She said
I'm in that space now. And then it's like, be all right with it. And acknowledge my emotions.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
at first I wasn't.
You have to let the person know they're not mind readers. They're not mind readers. So just like, okay, if somebody texting me, I try to respond in a good amount of time. Because I think that's definitely, for me, I think that's like disrespectful. So I'll try to.
You're my trigger. Go ahead. Toxic.
So I try my best to return any, if the only reason why I would not return a text or email or something is because I just don't see it. But as soon as I see it, I will address it. You know what I mean? I'll address it. But
I apologize for the delay in response.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can like overlook inadvertently. You thought, and then I have times where I thought I answered you, but I forgot I didn't answer you. In my mind, I answered you, and the whole thing is sitting there.
Eric said, "Be open." You're right. Be open. Mm-hmm. Set boundaries in the beginning.
Exactly. Set it in the beginning to let them know. But that's what I'm saying, to express, and that's where I'm at right now. Currently, I'm in the position of trying to express what it is I'm feeling. And then it's up to that person, and I look at what they do in return, their reaction in return, and it lets me know whether or not I can trust that person with my information, with my emotions, with how I'm feeling and stuff, or whatever I'm going through.
So basically, you're blocking.
You're not blocking. Just because you set up healthy boundaries doesn't mean you're blocking. It means you're guarded, but to the point where you're setting healthy boundaries to prevent.
Well, I'm gonna ask y'all.
Wait, hold that thought.
Right.
If you're constantly doing that, then you're going to be by yourself.
Constantly doing what?
If you're constantly comparing to, okay, well, I'm not going to set for this. I'm not going to set for this. I'm not going to, I'm not going to do that. But I'm not
comparing. There's nothing comparing when I'm setting a boundary.
From your past toxic relationship.
Because I had to acknowledge what was toxic about it. I was an enabler. I still let people do things to me without setting the boundary. Say, okay, this is not healthy. This is affecting me mentally, emotionally. So therefore, if it's not, if it's not healthy for me and it's not producing and we're not encouraged to support one another and it's draining me, it's time to go. I'm not going to sit there because that's what I did before. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that I will not be in another relationship where I take the time out and reflect and do introspection. I've always been that person.
But see,
I'll sit back before I react.
That's what exactly that you're
saying.
Give
me my time to process, and I'll come back. I'll come to you.
Do you address that with your friend?
Yes.
With your husband, your love mate, your soulmate? Do you address this? Oh yeah, I definitely address it.
You do?
Yes, I do.
But that's the thing we're trying to get y'all guys to acknowledge, because sometimes you'll know the right. I think God has a way of showing you and learning lessons over and over again. Because sometimes what you don't learn in one relationship is another person. But it's the same lesson that needs to be learned that'll be carried over until you learn that lesson. You can go through the same exact lessons, like.
But you wonder why, though?
Because it lets you know you haven't dealt with certain things.
Exactly.
And then that's why I said, until you get to that point and you have introspection, and then take time for yourself and give yourself self-love. Like, we sit around when toxic, why do we feel the need that when it comes to like wanting them to expectations text back in a certain amount of time? What is we can do with our time? We can do a lot with our downtime. I'm not expecting you, if you don't have enough regard.
You're right, Miss Tasha.
If you don't have enough I agree, but I just needed, yes. If you don't have enough respect to say, okay, if I'm a priority in your life, I shouldn't have to threaten you to text me. Just ask me how I'm doing.
Threaten?
Yeah, like, not so much like people might see a threat like, why I ain't hear from you today? Why? Because sometimes people get complacent in relationships too. Because what you did in the beginning, you don't do
that's
later down the road.
Yeah.
And then the thing is,
I agree.
If you're not doing what you did in the beginning, sometimes you got to be spontaneous. You got to be unpredictable.
Hey,
you got to keep the spice going. And we already know how I am with that. So my whole thing is, you got to keep them guessing.
I don't think they know. How are you with that?
Everybody know I'm going to keep it. I got to keep it fresh. I don't want you to predict.
You got to keep it what?
Fresh.
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 You're not going to be able to predict me. I can change at any given moment.
So you comedian.
I ain't trying to say. Oh, in regards to that toxicity, some reasons that they're toxic is because some of them are battling with mental disorders. Let's talk about that.
I agree.
Some people is not capable of operating because they're toxic because they not acknowledging or going to get the help needed because they might be bipolar. They might have anxiety. They might be in depression. These are all different factors that also factors into toxic relationships. Not trying to speak back because we've all been there. I've been anxious. I had anxiety. I mean, and it kind of trickled down to my kids. Not trying to claim it or whatever. But the thing is acknowledging it and try to do things to reverse it.
Speak on it.
So when you find yourself anxious and like you can't rest, you can't sleep. If you're living with someone or you involved with someone and you feel anxious and you don't feel at peace when you're resting beside them, listen to that intuition because something is off.
Well, I don't have that.
Don't always listen to the intuition because
that's you can overthink. Some people can overthink though.
No, I'm saying because some things might just not be right and they wound up on Snap. You talk about,
but that's the part you want to watch though, because that's the thing. A lot of us are Snap, not knowing who we actually not knowing, taking the time to know that person. Yes, you.
But I'm agreeing though. I'm agreeing. She's telling the truth.
You got to take the time to know that person, and then that's how I think sometimes me myself. Yes, there's a lot of things I might have rushed into on impulse without really physically getting to take the time out to actually know the person. So it's a lot of things there's things you have to look at. And I know there's the things that I take account into, what actions I could change. Because, again, we are what we attract depending upon where we at that time. Like, if you're, in a low space and you're depressed or whatever, you're going to happen to attract those type of people. Sometimes, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, but it is. And the thing is, you got to hold yourself accountable. We're not perfect by far. And that's the other thing. We can't expect a perfect mate. There is no perfect person out here but God. So the first thing I tell people, don't put me on no pedestal. Please. We are all subject to fall. So, yeah. Speaking the truth, love it. Anyway, but my whole thing is I am starting to actually not run.
You're excited for this topic.
My thing is, I'm trying to refrain from the running part so much. Just with the first sign.
So this is a healing process for you.
I've already been in the healing process for a minute.
Still healing.
Yeah,
we all are.
We all are.
Not you, but you, I don't know. But even when it comes to friendships, y'all have to know, family, friends, and loved ones, you have to actually know when to even cut some of them loose because some are preying on your downfall. You got family that talk about you and they preying on your downfall.
Well, then they're not your friends.
And nor your family. Like I said, it's got to be reciprocation. Like if I'm pouring into you,
I'm in my feelings on that. So you saying, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that I've did better. I'm doing better. I'm not saying that I'm perfect because I'm not.
Exactly, because it's a continuing process.
It's still that I have those blow up ugh. But it's just I'm trying to refrain from things and it's hard for me to do that.
Because you don't like to be submissive at all.
But you got a lot of things that trigger you though. You are easily triggered.
I am.
Why you go off so quick?
I don't know. I guess I'm like,
that would be my question because you don't know.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't take the time
50,
out.
You gotta know something.
You gotta put my age out there, but I'm loving it though. I'm loving it.
Beautiful.
But we gotta.
Yeah,
That's the thing. We got to acknowledge those triggers within us. It don't make you bad. It's like with me. Like we got to acknowledge what caused me to want to run.
I know I ain't bipolar or schizo or I have. It's just that like I believe like what Ava says. I don't that submissiveness, that word, like being submissive to God.
That's not a word. It's a word, but you're talking about an action that you got to be. That's the action.
Okay, my daughter also agrees with my sisters. Why do I go off so fast?
That's anxiety in a sense. You're anxious for nothing.
No,
that's past anxiety.
I don't know.
That's not anxiety. What is it?
I said it's past.
Why is it past anxiety?
Because if
y'all
you
get
get
anxious
to that
very
place
fast.
where, like, you blowing up and chest bumping people, and
no,
like it easily because of an emotion that you're feeling, and you don't really know how to.
Because for the
you don't
most
know how
part,
to channel that feeling that you're feeling.
Because for the most
in a
part,
productive way.
For the most part, I'm gonna tell you, like when I did anger management. That really don't help. That 1 in 10.
Oh God!
That 1 to 10, it don't help.
It might not help for you.
It
like
don't
I
help.
say, you can. I feel like you can journal. There's different things.
I did that.
Count. Like I was just sharing with somebody. Go scream, hit a bed, do what you got to do to let that. It's about the way we channel what we're feeling, our emotions, our anger and stuff. That is more healthy.
Yeah, but now
negative.
I run. I jog.
Like I'll clean in a minute. Because if I'm cleaning, leave me alone.
And how can she say something when she just as worse as I am? Ryan,
because you
really?
You hear him. How
you gonna tell me? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna tell me? But I'm saying I have done better. I'm not.
You have.
I have not be like, woof, like I try to take it. I try to because I'm older now, and now that I'm older, I feel like this. I'm too old for that foolishness. Like seriously.
But some are set in their ways.
Exactly.
They're not going to want to change.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. We think we're supposed to sit here and change people. If they ain't changed by
I've learned that.
I'm not going to.
I've learned that. But then now I'm like telling my husband.
I'm not trying to
like,
change you. I'll leave. Bye-bye.
I've learned that.
Did she? What did you say?
I said I work on it because I'm saying when it gets like that, I said I do. Trust me, I'm working in that. But I'm not gonna sit here to change. I'm not gonna change. That's what I'm saying. When we put expectations on people because of what we or how we operate,
I think we're just dominant.
I'm not forcing that on somebody else.
Are we dominant?
It ran in the family.
Yeah, I'm
gonna say that on my mother's side, the dominancy is there.
It's real.
So
and see that's the issue with,
it is
with
real.
her in Superman
genetics
because they try to still after what 14 15 years they still trying to change each other.
It's
they
real.
mad because neither one of them want to give in.
Yeah, it's real.
You compromise and compromise.
But see, sometimes I was to the point where I felt like I was doing it, compromising. And now I'm like, I don't feel like I have to always give in. And then if you give a little, I'll give back. It's like a push and pull. But then if we always pushing, it's nothing. And then I feel like I'm tired. I'm not getting nothing. And you're always happy. And I'm not.
And see, it affects you emotionally. When you go through stuff like that, and that's my thing.
But I'm in a better place now. Because I'm to the point now with him. Hey, I've grown. Mm-hmm. This is me. Mm-hmm. And he loves it all. And you know why he says I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I just feel like this. Enough is enough. I love you if you love me. I'm not trying to change you. Because it took my sister to really say, okay, well, y'all doing the same thing. Like, you trying to change him, he trying to change you. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to change him. Yeah,
because
you are.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Love means I accept you.
I mean, and women that we are out there,
not trying to sit there
you
and
feel like, oh, I can make him a better man. Like, no,
exactly, you can't.
He's already a better man.
You gotta do.
And
I deal with what we achieve.
I did tell this to my husband. I let him know he makes me. I finally have somebody that can make me feel secure, safe, The Rock, if he make me feel safe, The Rock, I don't have problems, and we're not gonna go through all of this stuff, and I know he has the back, then I don't have an issue. It's just like, he wants me to come to his side, and I'm like, no, this is how I am. Like, you can't, after all these years, you're not gonna get this. You're gonna get the spontaneous, the impulsiveness, the crazy, the quirky, all of that. You gotta take it or leave it. This is how I feel. That's what I get. So what's wrong with it? You tell me what's wrong with it.
But that's just it. A person
I did work on my anger. A person
who loves you unconditionally will accept all your faults.
I did work on my anger. I'm not saying I didn't, because I did. I did go to therapy.
You know it caused a problem for
and I don't want to go to jail.
But that's the thing with me. That's why I said now I'm in a position where I have to actually sit and think about, okay, you could be blocking out all these people because the first sign of which you might see is negative. But the thing is,
what you do,
huh?
What you do?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm getting better.
It's like you scared.
Mm-hmm. There's so much that I'm scared.
No, the thought in your mind is, I don't have to put up with this.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I don't because I enabled it so much from my previous that then I like, okay, but you have to be careful. There's a fine line.
That's why I said y'all both blocking.
But you got to understand, there's going to be something that you don't like about that person.
Exactly.
That's just for you too.
Yeah, exactly. No, I gotta say, don't listen in because there's
yes,
that's not good there, sis.
Yes, sis.
But we are definitely coming to that time. Like I said, there's a whole lot of things that we can divulge in on this topic.
She needed a vent
in regards,
and I already know my flaws. And there's nobody perfect out here.
But you need to
by all means.
I ain't venting for what?
She's talking to me.
Oh, she did.
By all means, my thing, be it physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally, if you know, and if it's affecting you in your state of mind.
So you was an enabler, and you helped cause the toxic.
Oh, I trust me. I know my mind. Honey, I already know my list. And my thing is, working on that list means working on me so that I can allow something to come in. Right. So I don't self-sabotage.
Because that's what you're doing. Okay.
So see, that's what
and you, sis?
I'm not self-sabotaging, no.
I'm gonna leave that.
Are you still going?
You're not enabling?
She's still going through the changes and the emotions.
You don't think you're enabling?
She's going through the changes and the emotions.
All right, we're going to leave that one out. But
love my sisters.
We thank you for tuning in.
I'm just loving life as is.
Yes, live, laugh, love is what I say. And like on this road and journey of healing, I am learning to stay put.
But y'all can't block blessings. You can't block somebody. I just feel like with y'all two, y'all can't block somebody. Is love out there. You just gotta give it a chance. You gotta be willing and open. The word don't mean
allow
open.
Everything that goes either.
I'm not saying allow.
You gotta have them.
But you also gotta have an open mind because you're wait a minute. But you're passing up. You could be very passing up the very person that is meant for you. That God sent your way.
That is love.
That's for both of y'all.
But I'm not passing. Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But we're working on it.
No, I'm just saying.
That's all I'm saying. I'm still a work.
I'm just saying.
In progress. So
I definitely am. But it's a lot of things that I have learned. A lot of things that I already know what I'm going to put up with and what I'm not. I just love the fact that sometimes I just don't want to say anything to anybody. I just don't want to. I just don't feel like talking.
Enjoy your space, yeah. Like
I can simply just be on the computer or doing something.
Enjoying your own downtime.
Yes, my own
like
me.
sometimes I need to retreat from people. Sometimes we have to do.
And I know that sounds bad, but honestly, that's exactly how I feel sometimes. Like I don't have to do the calling thing
and engaging all the time.
All the time. It's just my downtime. It's me time.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with being self-care, self-preservation.
Love it.
Taking care of yourself. Because like again, how can I pour into some other people?
You have to have self-care.
If my cup is empty.
You have to
have self-care. And sometimes allowing the right person to come in and pour into me. As far as what you're pouring out to other people. Mm-hmm. But I believe God shows you whom and to, if you actually, take the time out and pray before God. But we thank y'all guys for joining us. Like I said, there's so much that we actually could elaborate on in regards to this. I mean, across the board, family, friends, loved ones. If it's toxic, by all means, and they undermine, there's no respect. You have more down days than up days, no support. The verbal abuse, mental, physical abuse. By all means, please take the opportunity to know when to exit. And I know sometimes it's easier said
even
than
if
done.
You're doing it, even if you're the person,
to look and take
you gotta
which
for yourself.
Yeah.
I had to do it. You got to do it. Yes.
And know what you're doing and contributing to it. And if you know you're not in a healthy state of mind or in a position, don't go into these relationships head on. Like sometimes I will go straight in, so not really fully healing over knowing what triggers and stuff like that.
Keyword heal.
Yes, take the time out for self.
Be open.
Heal. Yes,
and especially for us that's middle agers, I'm gonna call us. We're going through changes, just like the men. They have what they call it, the midlife crisis,
and we have menopause.
Yes, our body is changing. Our thought pattern is changing. Like
it's real.
Happening.
It's real. It's
body's breaking down.
It's real.
Yes, I'm
it's
trying to get
real.
that on point, but
it's serious.
Accept it. Accept that about yourself.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Accept it. Acknowledge it. Exactly.
It's
and then try
real.
to do things to turn it around. Like he says, in the good book.
That's what I'm saying. When you get older,
lean not to your own understanding.
You're wiser.
Acknowledge your ways.
Yes, you get wiser. And when you get wiser, you just don't want to accept that stuff that you went through when you were 20. Or when you were 18, you're not going to accept that. You're going to be like, I'm not going through all that. And that's where I'm at now.
You know what you will allow.
But some people, especially old ladies, they get cranky, cantankerous in their ages, and they get mean.
Well, I'm not mean.
Oh, Lord. But
I'm not.
We definitely like to thank y'all guys for joining us this evening. Please tune in again with us on next week, again at 5:30. And the topic, I'm sorry, something went down the wrong way.
I'm just saying tuberculosis.
My sisters and them will post whatever needs to be, and I will see y'all because I'm on, again, a hiatus till November. YouTube. But we also are posting these on YouTube. If you'd like to go to Sisters in the Sandbox on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yes,
even if you don't like it, all feedback is welcome.
All
positive, negative, anything to help us. And like again,
any ideas?
We'll be looking.
We enjoyed. Well. He had said the sisters' room. That was cute. He was like, I got to idea
it to the sisters. We are definitely in the room.
But we're gonna expound out of it.
Yes. We're going to be growing as time goes on and we move forward. But we thank you for all those that have joined us. We pray that you have a blessed evening. We hope that it has been helpful for you.
And I'm going to put this nugget out there because this time is winding up. Us Black people, we need to get out there and vote. So if you got 3 different ways to vote, everybody, we got to make it happen. Make a change. Make a change. Make a change. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote, people.
Yes. But you all have a blessed night, and thank us for another episode of Sisters in the Sandbox.
Wait a minute. Again, please go to Sisters in the Sandbox.
Yes.
Subscribe,
like, share.
If you have a question that you did not have addressed or
wasn't able to address,
you have topic ideas. Yes. Please put it in
the comment section.
In the comment section. And 9 times out of 10, I definitely will get back to you. Yes. Please subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share. So we are definitely on the YouTube, and these videos will be starting to be uploaded on our YouTube channel, so we can actually get that going and merging as well. But we love you guys. Have a blessed night, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, y'all be safe.